recommend all of you to read this unbelievable book that really is a autobiography that Karen wrote about her life and her journey with Rav Berg and how the Kabbalah Center opened with amazing stories and amazing insight that really connects to, again, the power of the center. So Karen says, I believe that the heart of Rav's life story is found in the Bible portion that he was born into, which is Re'eh. From the traditional religious life he was born into, with all of its rules and explications, to the Rav's chosen path of endlessly searching for understanding beyond tradition. By the way, tradition and religion is not about being part of religion. You can be a secular and you can be religious. The way that you live your life, that every day you do the same thing, routine, habits, not breaking the rules and staying in the same confinement. That also can be a form of tradition and religiosity. That you have a certain mindset, that you are maybe stubborn with certain way of thinking or believing. You don't need to be in a religion in order to be religious. Are you with me? Right? Sometimes you can be in the way that you live your life, that is very strict, narrow, bounded. But that was the beauty of the journey of Rav Berg, was about he came, Rav's chosen path of endlessly searching for understanding beyond your life, beyond the way you see things, beyond the thing that you are accustomed to. You know, we're talking about creating miracles. There's no way to create miracles if you stay in the same box, in the same way of thinking, in the same way of doing things. Right? We're now coming to the holiday of Sukkot, and it's interesting that Rav Berg left just before the holiday of Sukkot, because Sukkot is all about tapping to your, what we call your surrounding light, which is extending out of yourself, which is the doorway for miracles, which is the doorway for things to change and grow. But if I stay in the same box, the same way, the same things that I'm used to do, and believe and be, life will be very, very limited. Are we together on that? Mm-hmm. So the Rav came into understanding beyond tradition. The Rav's portion was Re'eh, because his ultimate goal was to reveal what was hidden, to help us all see and access the beauty and intelligence of the spiritual structure that lies beyond the confines of this limited physical plane, so that humanity could live its purpose to be the determinator. As the Rav used to say, it is in our hands to become the cause of change, to bring about reality in which love thy neighbor is the norm, and chaos, destruction, and death are eliminated from the landscape of this world. I believe, Karen says, as did Rav's teacher, that it was his destiny to introduce all people, not just a select few, to Kabbalah's teaching. And that's, that's the journey of the Rav, where he came from and what he became. And actually, all of us, we have a mini Rav's journey. We come from a certain tradition, certain way of understanding, certain way of seeing life, but we came to what? To see beyond, to go beyond where we are. And actually, through that, we actually begin to see the meaning and the depth of what life is about. So now we're going to show a short video where Karen explained about how she met the Rav the first time before he knew Kabbalah, then how she met the Rav after he started Kabbalah 15 years later, and then a very powerful lecture, a very powerful speech of the Rav on his birthday when he speaks about the meaning of true love. Let's see.
Well, there's no question that I believe with all of my study, all of my experience, that love thy neighbor was not only another precept, but was the precept. And that's what all this is about. not a question of getting closer to God, but making yourself aligned with God, making yourself similar to God, to act like God.
Yedid nefesh avarahama.
I actually met the Rav when I was 17 years old. I was in school, I was looking for something part-time, for whatever reason. I found my way to his place, his office, and I went to the Rav. I wasn't very enamored by him, because in those days the Rav was a business person, and he had many political contacts. He always had some kind of power. When I met him, I didn't particularly like that. I didn't understand it. I couldn't figure out how somebody that could be that religious could also be that involved in the business world. I didn't know how it gelled together. I wasn't particularly crazy about him as a person in those days, because he was a hardhead. He was forced to be reckoned with. Even then, when I finished school, I went on to something else, and I was already married. I had my children at 18. And 9 years later, we met again. Then when we finally came back together again, I felt a different person, somebody more personable, somebody more real, somebody more sensitive, somebody trying to find who they really were. That's what I felt for. I felt for the person, the humanity that he had become to be. And the Rav is in those days, I call him Rav, but in those days, he had no intentions of being a Rav. Then he had no intentions of anything but just learning Kabbalah, which he did with his teacher, until his teacher passed away.
I have to admit, you all see me today, but many years ago, that wasn't the person you see today. I did not know what it meant to truly love. I didn't know what it meant. And when I met my teacher, and I saw a few of his writings, I heard a word that I'd never known before. The word zulat. To love unconditionally. Love unconditionally. What does that mean? I had no idea. And in that short period, unfortunately, it was only 7 years that we knew each other, although he has never left me for one day. Since that fateful day in '69, never left me since. I came to the realization, and it was that simple, that if there was a bullet coming at my teacher, I would stand in front of it without hesitation. He taught me what was love. But then I realized that was not even the reason. I should say, he did not teach me love. I saw love. The reason why I had to learn love, you might say, well, that is what Kabbalah is all about. And it is, it's nothing more. Yes, we have all these channels, names, and whatever practices that we conduct here in the center. But the ultimate of all of them, it's nothing more than love. And then a few weeks after he passed away, Karen and I, who had known each other for close to 11 years before, suddenly here we were. And I realized that if I had not understood love, we could never make it. She is full of love by nature. That was not my character. And so for this to succeed, there was that one important lesson. The one important lesson that I thank you all for your expression this evening, to Karen and I. And all I can say is I hope that I shall never divert from the meaning of true love. And I thank you for teaching me that way, despite the fact that I am a Leo. God bless you all.
Mich.
Eight. Oh, now. Okay. Now it's good. Thank you. So, in the book of immortality, one of the first things that the Rav started the book with, something very powerful that we don't very often think about. And the Rav said, we don't think about that idea that in a random meeting with a person, our life can change from one place to the other place, and we become a new person. And the Rav was talking about him meeting his teacher, Rav Brandwein. Because we know the Rav was a business person. He didn't think that, as Karen says, that he will be the Rav that we know, the Rav, right? And when he met his teacher, Rav Brandwein, that the journey of the Rav started. And in our life, this is a very powerful lesson for us, because we might have someone that we met, and this is why we're sitting here tonight, right? If we get a flyer or a friend invite us and we met Kabbalah, our life changed. We're not the same people that we were before. But we don't really appreciate that moment, the root level, the seed that cleave us to come together tonight and connect with the Rav. So then we know that the Rav used to live in the state, and Rav Brandwein used to share letters with the Rav. We have a very powerful book, Beloved of My Soul. I hope all of you read it, and you have this book, so you can read the letters. It's very, very powerful. Every time I'm reading it, I have tears in my eyes, just to feel the love, as the Rav mentioned, the love of Rav Brandwein. How much love, how much care, even through the writings of his letters, you can feel it. You can feel it in your heart. And one of the letters that Rav Brandwein shared with the Rav, it's letter number 5, just to see the language of how he opens the letter, right? And how he called the Rav. And he says, I'm just going to read because the Rav says it's good to read first the Hebrew letters just to make the connection. We're connecting with that love that Rav Brandwein gave to our teacher, Rav Berg, and the Rav given all of us that love. And he says, first of all, he gave a lot of blessings to the Rav. Endless of blessings, shefa brachot, והצלחה, and big success, לכבוד ידיד נפשי, for the beloved of my soul. חביב ידיד מורנו, הרב שרגא פיירברג. So he called him the Rav, our teacher, Rav Berg. So Rav Brandwein, the teacher of the Rav, he's calling the Rav, our teacher, Rav Berg. Shalita. So I'm going to just to make it short because it's a little bit long letter, but very, very powerful. And this letter actually speaks about the power of unity. The power of when the Israelites, they left Egypt, right, while they walking at the crossing the Red Sea, right? If we remember, it says, "Az Yashir," says, "Then he will sing." So here Rabban is saying, it doesn't say he is singing right now in the present time, Because imagine, they walking, right? They crossing the Red Sea, and they singing about what? About the future. Then he will sing. So he says, what's happening in that moment, he says that, just to imagine, they didn't have screens when they crossed the Red Sea, no iPhones, right? How they knew even the song? How everybody sing that song? As a Shir Moshe, when we sing it in Shabbat or in the 7th day of Passover, right? It says it was divine inspiration. They all got divine inspiration. It says even babies, they knew the melody and the words, and also babies in the womb, they connected with that energy. So that's the reason it was so much power, as Rav said to the Rav, power of unity. It says everyone being belev echad, one heart. So Rav Berg is saying, everyone cleave themselves to each other and cleave themselves with the divine inspiration, with the light of the Creator. Kazohu kedugmat adam machshavto. The same way that a person connect and cleave himself, again, something we don't really think of. When a person cleave himself with his thoughts, right? Because we don't think, oh, I want to move my leg, let me move my hand. If we do that, we're like robots, right? But my thoughts, how I will explain, connect with my body parts. Yes? It's very powerful, right? So it means my body parts, they are cleaved with my thoughts. They are one, thank God. They are one. One heart. שמה שאדם חושב כל איבריו מוכנים ועושים בלי שיגיד להם. Everything that we think, our body parts, they will do without me telling them. Because the connection with the light of the Creator, this is the connection between the light and the brain, and the thought, that the thought is a spiritual energy, with the physical body parts. That they are physical and they are if they're not going to do according his thoughts. If there is a master and slaves, and he have thoughts, they don't feel his thoughts. They can do whatever he can tell them, but they can't read his thoughts. This is why he can't be angry or upset if they didn't even fulfill his thoughts. So he says, but they are loyal servants, and they do what their master command. But what he think, they don't know, and they can't do. Now it says also that singing connecting us with the upper worlds, with the level of Binah. This is why if you making some connection with us, you know that there are a lot of connections that we are singing, because the angels, they sing in the Creator. And Michael Berg explained here that while it's actually from the Zohar, from Parashat Lech Lecha, that it says that when we are singing, is what it says as Yashir, we cleave also, it's another level of dvikut, of cleaving ourselves with the level of Binah, with the energy of the light of the Creator, to draw blessings from the upper worlds. So we push in energy from below to above, and also from above to below, we're receiving the blessings. So everything here is like about, for us to cleave ourselves with the Rabbi telling the Rav, that power of love, that power of unity between the universe, between our body and soul with the light of the Creator. And he says, and in the time that they been in the splitting of the Red Sea, the Israelites, they cleave themselves with the light of the Creator, like the person cleave himself with the thought. And this is what it says, מגילה רע זה לבניי שאמרו נעשה ונשמע, סוד שהמלאכים משתמשים בו, עושה דברו והדר לשמוע. So he asks him the question, who is the one that tell my sons the secret of the angels? Because this is the work that the angels, we know the angels doing the work of the Creator, exactly what the Creator telling them, they doing that work. So it means the angels, they are connecting directly with the light of the Creator. And in that time, when we all went through the Red Sea, we've been connected the same way that the angels been connected with the light of the Creator. And while we have that energy, now he says, there is the beautiful song of the Rav that we sing in that song of the Rav of Mesirut Nefesh, that I will do all of my work toward the Creator, whatever I have in my hand, on my power to do the work to the Creator. I give everything that I can. So he says here, so if we connecting ourselves in that level to the Creator, now we have that Mesirut Nefesh. Now actually I will give all of my desire to receive for oneself alone to do my spiritual work. Whatever I can to draw the light of the Creator and the blessing to this world. And then he finished the letter and he says, "Mineni metzaper umekaveh shelo tihye yechidi," and I hope that you're not going to do this work alone. Ki rabim asher imanu ma'asher imahem, because we have more that supporting us than supporting them. Sometimes it can look like, and this is something very powerful also for our generation, that message that Rav Berg give to our teacher, Rav Berg, and through Rav Berg is for all of us. But sometimes we see so much negative things that happen in the world, right? Or even in our life. Sometimes we can actually fall in our spiritual consciousness. But we need to remember that there are more support and help from the level of the Creator, from the level of the angels, than the negativity that we see in this world from the negative angels. Now, if I'm losing my consciousness, I can't see it. But if I keep in myself in the level of cleaving to the Creator and have that thought to bring that light, so I can see the light in the end of the tunnel, I can see the result, I can see the message, and I can hear it. And we want to connect tonight with the Rav, with the teacher of the Rav Weinwein, and to really to connect ourselves, people that are here, to be one unified soul, but one heart, one body and one heart, and also meditate for all humanity. Because in the end of the day, we're all coming from Adam. We're all really one body and one heart. Let's watch now another video from the Rav, and then Yehuda Goldstein will come and talk. Thank you.
Definitely became much softer. Less sort of dogmatically religious. Growing up, the Rav was very, very, I guess the word would be orthodox. I often tell this, but it's really an amazing and inspiring part of our lives from a very young age. Obviously, the Rav and Shabbat would give us blessings. But then, both with us and when we started having kids, the Rav would come over all the time. Sometimes at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, sometimes without us even knowing. I remember when we lived in New York, especially on Shabbat, the Rav would come over. The Rav would just walk into our apartment, go and give a blessing to the kids. At the time, I think it was only David. And then we would wake up maybe 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on a Shabbat morning, and there was the Rav's hands over our heads. An expression both of love and of care. It's interesting, those who've had, if you've ever noticed, the Rav's hands were very, very soft. And I'll never forget the feeling of the Rav's hands on your head when he's giving you a blessing. Because that softness wasn't clearly just a physical softness, but a spiritual tremendous care. Who would, when we lived here in LA, and sometimes 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, drive from his house to our house to give us a blessing, because that's the most powerful time in the middle of the night to give either to us or to our kids blessings. And you'd often find with, I'd say, the tougher people, the Rav is tough, but you also often see the Rav with, I don't know if the word is weaker, but softer students, tremendous love and care and patience.
All right. How's it going? Good. Really touched my heart, the other video, you know? It's the one we just read. Okay. So, how did you survive the last 24 hours? Settling back in the body? Only now I feel settled in my body again. It was a very intense Yom Kippur. Okay, so I did not have a lot of time to prepare, and I really asked the Rav Brandman, please give me the right point without me going too much. I opened the book exactly at the letter of Rav Brandman writing to the Rav about a story of Rabbi Elimelech that every Yom Kippur, at the end of Yom Kippur, which is just the end of Yom Kippur, and it's the relevant letter to what's happening, right? He used to actually talk to his students, Rabbi Elimelech, and tell them what they were praying about in Yom Kippur, and if their prayer was answered or not. He could actually see. It was divinely connected. And he caught one of his students and told him, listen, I know you were praying to have the ability to learn the Gemara, which is the Kabbalistic writing, to learn the Gemara every day just for the sake of the Creator, and that you don't want to receive any personal pleasure from it. Just for you, God. For you, God, I'm going to study 3 pages a day. And I want you to know that God said He's not interested in your studying. Isn't that weird, huh? He says, you know why He's not interested in your study? Because you don't want to take any pleasure, and you just want to please God. But what's going to please God? Why did God create you? It's to experience pleasure. And if you don't meditate to experience pleasure, and of course, receiving pleasure is what's going to give pleasure for the Creator. If we don't experience pleasure with our spiritual work, we lose our vessel. Because you don't want to receive anything. The whole essence of Kabbalah, the whole essence of why we're here, is to receive. So that's the lesson that the Rav Brandman was teaching the Rav Berg about receiving. Because Kabbalah, even though we always talk high, in the Kabbalah, upper worlds, and be unconditional, forget yourself, just think about the Creator. He says, we are not the philosophers or those people who go to the mountains and just meditate and I'm just going to be selfless and cancel my ego. And it's none of this stuff. Because if you lose your vessel, your desire to receive, you're not going to get anything, and you're not going to please the Creator, because the Creator wants you to receive, created us to receive. And he's giving the analogy between the groom and the bride, that they are sitting to eat, and the groom is giving the bride the plate, and the bride is pushing it back, and the plate go back and forth. The bride and the groom, and the bride and the groom. And it is obvious that the bride should have the plate. The groom is giving it to her. The groom represents the Creator. We, the vessel, represent the bride. The Creator just is almost like forcing us. I want to give you more. I want to give you more. And yet, we're not allowing the Creator to give to us. So we're going to do a little workshop now. You see, it's already on the screen.
How do you feel unworthy of receiving? You see, if you learn a little bit of Kabbalah, when we came to this world, before we came to this world, we had it all. The Creator created us as a vessel, and the vessel received the totality of the blessings. But at some point, the vessel said, I don't feel worthy of the blessings. I want to earn it. This feeling of unworthiness is the reason why we ended up being in this world. And the unworthiness of receiving is what is holding us back from fulfilling our purpose of receiving, and what's holding the Creator's purpose back, which is to give to us. So now we're going to do a workshop and understanding how do I feel unworthy in my life and how I can receive more. And you will see if there is any area in your life you don't receive more, it's somehow you don't feel worthy of that thing. So I'm going to give you examples. Look at the screen. If you have an issue, and please help me with the make the remote work. The Rav, please. Whoop, ta-da, you see it working. Okay. If you have any issues of feeling unworthy of love, usually you will struggle with your parents or your romantic relationships. You feel unworthy of love, maybe because, they didn't give me love. They didn't give you love because you came with the tikkun of feeling unworthy of love. Do I make myself clear? So the whole idea of not you finding it struggling to be in any relationship, or you have issues with relationships, somehow unconsciously you feel I'm not worthy of love. Look into it, maybe you have that issue. The next one is unworthy of success. Usually if you have money issues, unworthy of success. What does that mean? I'm unworthy of money. I'm not good enough. I feel guilty receiving. I'm scared to ask for the promotion. Whatever that is, if you have issues with receiving money, or fear of failure, or fear of success, that's the thing. The next one, I'm unworthy of the Creator's protection. If you have anxiety, you feel unsafe, you feel that I'm afraid of losing, any kind of fear of old age, fear of being hurt, it means you feel unworthy of the Creator's protection. Because if you felt I am worthy of the Creator's protection, you will have 100% certainty that the Creator will protect you and you're not going to lose. Does that make sense? Okay. The next one, I'm unworthy in general. This is more of the self-image. Such as I'm not beautiful enough, not smart enough, I'm not strong enough. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, if a person is in tune with the Creator inside of them, they know they're worthy, they know they are meant to receive, they know that the Creator is just the Father ready to give us endless blessings. Any questions about it? Is this clear? I see some smiling faces. Oh, I have these issues. Oh, yeah. I have this. All right. Usually, I'll tell you something. Usually, we don't identify the belief, the unworthy belief. We just see, I'm not successful in relationships. I'm anxious. I have a lot of fears. Or I don't see why money doesn't flow. It's not because the Creator doesn't want to give to you. You don't have the strong desire to receive it. You don't really want it. Why? It's because the feeling of unworthy is stronger than I really want it. Okay? So what I want you to discuss at your tables, what do you feel is your unworthiness? The easier way to find it is where is your tikkun? Where is your issue? Relationship, money, self-image, fears. Please go ahead.
Ladies first.
How do you feel?
Before, after Yom Kippur? Ah, okay.
אוקיי, אוקיי.
אני אבל עושה קודם מודעות.
אוקיי.
אני הולך אחרי שהמוצרים, אני הולך.
אוקיי, אוקיי.
פסטה. יש מנקי מאפים. זה הקינוח. תגיד לי מה. תגיד מה תגיד.
I know. When you guys are going? I'm not on most.
You're wonderful.
I need a break. I just get back. Person, and they don't feel guilty. It's good to have a drink. And I was telling my mom, don't say that to the
Okay. So. Okay, so now we're going to do a little, not meditation, but just a few affirmations. Everybody just close your eyes. Close your eyes and stay completely quiet. Just for a few seconds, few more seconds. Just repeat after me. Okay. Say, I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of success.
I am worthy of success.
I am worthy of the Creator's protection.
I am worthy of the Creator's protection.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I am capable.
I am capable.
I love myself.
I love myself.
The Creator loves me.
The Creator loves me.
And now just listen to the voice of your soul and say your own affirmation. Anything that you feel the strongest that comes to you. And say it to yourself in I am sentence. Okay, you may open your eyes. Okay, you can turn the music off for a second. Now we're going to get ready for an amazing song that is based on a sentence that the Rav Berg said to his teacher, the Rav Breinman. Basically, the Rav Berg and the Rav Breinman were very connected. And the Rav Berg did everything he could to support his teacher in spreading the wisdom of the Kabbalah. So in one of the letters, the Rav Breinman, that Rav Berg wrote to Rav Breinman, it says, Kol zman she'Hashem yiten koach, that as long as the Creator gives me the strength, I will do everything in my power to spread Kabbalah, to reach out to people, and to remove pain, suffering, and death from the world. The Rav expressed his completely commitment, and each one of us, when we hear this song, we really ask him to continue the legacy of the Rav, and that to give us the strength to continue the work of bringing an end to pain, suffering, and death. So even if you don't know the song, you can do your best and join us as one song. Will we have the words on the screen, by the way? We might, but even if we don't, we're gonna hum. Na 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 na. Okay? You know how to do the na na na. I don't know if in Spanish you do na 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 or la la la. Huh? Okay. Na 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 or la la la. What are we doing? Na na na. Okay, we're gonna do the na na na. Okay? Hi. We have a team of professional singers, Kabbalah teachers here.
I'm going with your teacher.
You don't want to.
Everybody can join, and the words will be on the screen. We're privileged now to read the words. And remember,
I did.
Shashem
everybody for coming.
Wait.
Chag Sameach. But we have, last but not least.
Thank you, Chaim, Yuda, and Michael.
We're coming with a new album. Yes.
You know, I'm sure you all know that this event was free, which is nice, and we have amazing food and great environment. And that's thanks to our sponsors. You know, it's sponsors that supported this event with their donation and able us to open it for free for anyone to come and join. So thank you for our donors for always supporting us. Also, before I go to the announcements, you know, the Rav Hilula is the next 25 hours. You lit a candle here. You're welcome to lit also at home. Michael Berg is now flying to Israel to do the connection at the Rav and Karen site in Spat. So if you want to watch that, that's going to be on Kabbalah.com with your membership. Tomorrow morning, Miami time, 9:30 a.m. Miami time on Kabbalah.com. There will be a live stream of Michael and Monica from the Rav's Berg site in Spat. So if you want to connect more tomorrow, because it's still a 25 hours opportunity, so you can do that. And now for some more information of the upcoming events that we have, a lot of stuff happening. The clicker, thank you.